Hey everyone, Skeech here. Today we're playing around with this fun Fire Justice Primal Spellcraft list off the back of Horde Plunderer. So Horde Plunderer is a 3 power 1/4 in Primal with Berserk, and most importantly, your weapons spellcraft for free. So as such, Horde Plunderer not doing anything in constructed, but this is a very powerful ability that I've been having a lot of fun playing around with. So let's run through the list. To start with, we have our Spellcraft package of Horde Plunderer herself, and then a few of the better Spellcraft weapons available at the moment. So we have Linebreaker's Shield, 2 power for +2/+2, gives endurance, Spellcraft 3, play Shield Bash. Vanquishes a Blade, same stat line as the Linebreaker's Shield, this time just in Justice. Cards can't leave the enemy void, and this one is Spellcrafting for 3 to play a Vanquish. Copperhole Braces, 3 power in Justice for a +4 to power. When the wielder hits the enemy player, play a Justice Sigil from your deck, and for any Spellcraft 1, you get a Copperhole Blessing. And then 2 Gleaming Shield, +1/+3, the wielder gets Aegis, and for Spellcraft 2, you get to play a Mirror Image. So most of these are fairly okay in their costing, but when you manage to get the Spellcraft off for free, thanks to Horde Plunderer, they become quite powerful indeed. The numbers on these weapons I'm still playing with, and those will go up or down as I play more games, but at the moment sitting on 2, 4, 6, 9 of the Spellcraft weapons I'm finding okay. 2 Deep Forge Plate in the top end as well as just an incredibly powerful and efficient weapon. Okay, so our unit base here, we have our key kind of units we want to be suiting up of 4 Crown Watch Paladin, 4 Acquisitive Crow, 4 Coastal Battle Mage, 4 Shelterwing Rider. Many, if not 3 of these 4 units all have Aegis, which plays very well with our weapons, and can attack fairly consistently. Crow in particular is a fun one to be able to give any kind of weapon. If you untap with Crow into your turn 4 and manage to put a weapon on it, he's probably going to be able to berserk in for quite an amount of damage, which is quite nice. Bullet Shaper here as not something you particularly want to suit up, but does fix our influence quite nicely. This deck is quite greedy in its influence requirements, though you want to be playing your weapons and creatures on curve as much as possible. So Bullet Shaper helps that out a lot. As well, his ultimate ramp definitely helps if we're not finding a Plunderer. We can use that to help us spellcraft out a weapon that turn. The removal we have in this list is kind of just a classic 3-way split for this faction grouping. You've got 3 Permafrost, 2 Finest Hour, 4 Torch, 2 Vanquish. These numbers I'm still playing with. They don't seem too bad for the moment. There was originally a full play set of Vanquish here, but we went down 2 of those in favor of 2 of the Vanquish's Blade just to up our Spellcraft weapon count. The power base here is a fairly standard spread with Priority and Justice. I have not tried any of the Waystones, Monuments or Standards yet, though they seem a little lackluster in this list. As I said, we want to hit our faction requirements on curve as often as possible. Additionally, what is proving more and more unusual for set 4, there's no market. We're keeping the list lean and mean here. Spellcraft weapons giving us a fair amount of flexibility in the main list between removal, kind of tempo, making sure we can get our shots in, Aegis, mirror images and such. I could see a primal market of kind of counter spells to play a more tempo game, or a fire market with some haymakers and stuff like a Deep Forge Plate in the board. Maybe a one of a Caria, something like that. But for now, I'm quite enjoying this just straightforward list. So quite fun to try out some of these build around legends that are not as pushed for constructed, but definitely reward you if you manage to get them going. So let's jump into some games and see how we fare. Okay, so we're into our first game here against G666I. This hand is a little slow. We have 4 power, which is nice. We have good faction coverage, which is nice. Yeah, we'll keep this. We could get punished. Whoop, that's okay. That's the wrong button. That's okay. I think I would have preferred the other hand, but we're here now. So, throw out a seat. Let's see what opponent is up to. Okay, seal and shadow to get us off. Crest off the top is great, gets us our primal. We'll bottom that. So now we're just hoping for a creature to show up. Okay, so opponent's perhaps on Felon Control or Felon Aggro. Okay, cool. So this is this Felon Aggro list we've seen floating around a little bit. This might be the version running Screams and such, Haunting Scream and such. We'll run out our Battle Mage here and see if he gets promptly murdered. If we rip a untapped power, Deep Forward Plate on the Battle Mage could be very fun. And it looks like the opponent's going to give us the opportunity to do so. Dark Returning the Abyssor with another Abyssor in place, quite fun. Fortunately, they both still fall to Permafrost. Okay, here. Not having the second primal is hurting us here, as I mentioned earlier, quite deep requirements in this list. So we're just going to start getting some of our shots in. I think it's probably likely that opponent runs out their 4-4, 5-4 Abyssor here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do much else. Yep, there's the Abyssor. And there's the turn. Fantastic. Okay, so here I think we're going to fetch for our second primal, which pumps out Battle Mage. We're going to play our second primal. We're going to keep the aggression going. We're going to run out Crow. So trying to think of what an opponent could have here, I could see Annihilate on Crow, and there's the Annihilate on Crow. I'm not sure what opponent could do now to try and get rid of Battle Mage. I'm hoping they play something with power 4 or greater, so I can Vanquish's Blade it. Otherwise I'm quite happy just to slam a plate on this Battle Mage and just start going to town. 5 or 6 power, they could be spending 2 removal spells here to get rid of that Battle Mage, but they do not, which is quite fun to see. I'm not sure if this list my opponent is running runs main board counter spells, but I'm going to force their hand. Alright, cool. We'll fetch out our third primal here. That was a missed point of damage, but that's not the end of the world. Once you have your double justice, okay, cool. There's the removal, that's fine. Is that going to be my opponent's entire turn? I think it probably is. It is. Fantastic. Alright, so here we'll just run out both of our creatures. I don't think our opponent runs Hailstorm in their list, but if they do, both of our units having more than 3 toughness here is quite a boon. And if our Plunderer survives, our Vanquish's Blade is going to be quite useful. Okay, yep, pop the Aegis there. I don't think we really mind about that. In fact, if our opponent can't react here, yeah, let's go all in. Sure, why not? It's free. There we go. Cool, so that went pretty well. Opponent probably didn't find as many units as they would have liked, but the addition of our units with natural Aegis and Felm having a few difficulties dealing with weapons led to quite a nice win there. So let's see how we go in some other games. Okay, cool, we're in and we're against Threshold. On the play, I don't love this hand. We have the requirements for our 3 drops, which is nice, but I think we can do better. Okay, I think this might be better. We can quite easily grab our fire, which is good. We'll leave you on top. At the moment we're digging for units, I think. Opponent leaving us on time and initiative sounds. Okay, so this could be a tokens list or a more time focused or possibly combre focused ramp list. Okay, so it looks like they probably are on tokens. Tokens with no play on 2 makes me quite happy. I'm going to play Battle Mage here. I can see an argument for Crow there, but I do not think Crow gets the opportunity to attack. If I just run it out there between torches and purifies, it's nice to see Makove again. Yeah, I had this avatar for a long time. Alright, we'll play our power here. You're 5. I don't feel super great about ever vanquishing a Dawnwalker. I'm going to play our Crow and pass the turn. This means from next turn we can start shield bashing Dawnwalker, that's fine. And if they slam a Sandstorm Titan here, I can vanquish it without much hassle. And now this is where we get fun. So, Braces on Crow is all manner of filth. This is a good time had by you. Please don't torch me, friend. I would appreciate it. I would rather 12 you. Cool. They let me 12 them. That was nice of them. So Crow gets you lots of fun, just card advantage. And the fact that your Copper Hall Braces plays Justice Sigils from your deck undepleted is quite a boon for the 1-drop spells it generates. For example, now we can deal with this Dawnwalker forever, thanks to our randomly flipping Vara's intervention, which is quite nice. So opponent's on a bit of the back foot here. We can negate one of their spells if they choose to try and deal with Crow, say. No, just a Teacher of Humility. Okay, and an Aurelian Merchant. I'm not sure what they will grab with that. I don't think they're running Sandstorm Scarf in their board if they're running Sandstorm Titan in the main. For now, let's... You're 5. Yeah, okay. Let's play a Shield Bash on the Teacher, which means our Battle Mage can get through either of these, and indeed it is going to force them to block, or that is the game. So now we're in quite a nice spot where even a torch off the top will give us the win. We have enough power in hand, enough power up rather, to envelop if they try anything fun here, or hesitate remains, and they scoop. Fantastic. So that was quite a beating. If your opponent cannot answer a weapon on Acquisitive Crow, then Acquisitive Crow proves its worth to quite a degree there. And indeed, Copper Hall Braces on Crow is the cornerstone of this list. This list was inspired by one that I found on Eternal Warcry. I will link it below with full credit to the original core of the deck to that. author. I took their list and edited myself with a few changes to play more directly around with Horde Plunderer. Okay, nothing to do. It's our opponent for our third match here. This hand is also a little bit slow, but with 2 Seek Power I don't mind keeping this. We'll see what happens. Crest as well to begin with is quite nice. I do like Linebreaker's Shield. I'll give that a shot. I don't know if keeping that was the correct call, but we're still hashing this deck out. So let's keep the sweet Spellcraft weapon on top and see if we are immediately punished. Okay, so opponent on Fire X aggro, presumably. We'll just continue to establish our base here. Justice is most important for your faction requirements, followed by Primal, followed by Fire. I believe the only card in the list that runs double fire is Deepforge Plate. Okay, cool, so opponent is on Berserk aggro, presumably. Spells matters, Infect, depending on your card game training. Alright, we'll run out Crow. Crow very probably eats a torch here, and then we eat at least 6 damage to the face. But we've got to jam Crow when we can. I would like an untapped power next turn to give us the on-curve Shelter Wing Rider, although we do not see it. That won't be the end of the world. I'm not overly familiar with these Rilgon's Disciple Spells Matters lists, so it'd be interesting to see how much they can do and how much I am punished when I do not block here. That's not a huge punishment. I'm okay with taking 2. Okay, that's the Warcry of the Oni Ronin, presumably, getting them the 3/3 merchant there. Permafrost seems like gas here. We're going to seek power for our fire. We're going to play the fire. We're going to jam with Crow. Get our free light 'em up. Bait the block. Kill the merchant. Get a Weather the Storm. Not bad. Get 5 in. Permafrost the Disciple, and we'll leave up a Weather of the Storm in case they want to torch our Crow. Yep, take the 2 off the Oni Ronin here, that's fine. I'm not sure what this deck runs in the way of endurance giving, but the Permafrost on the Disciple here feels correct. I might be wrong, but feels fine. Okay, here, how do we feel about racing? We don't have the double damage, we just have Reckless now. So we play 3, this hits, gives us 1 untapped power, so that gives us 2 up. We get into 6. I think I just like attacking with Crow here. We get a substitute. Not a bad card there at all. Could deal with something larger than this champion. I think I'm just going to run out second Crow here. I'm going to leave up Weather the Storm to kind of try and counter any burn-based removal. And then see if I can't go off with Copperhole Braces next turn. We take a little bit of damage here, but that's not the end of the world. We are kind of racing at this point. Okay. 4 mana up. I think I want to... You can see this list is a bit hungry, so being stuck on 4 here is not super punishing, but it's not the best thing in the world. I think I do want to substitute this guy. Now, today I learned how Inquisitor's Blade works. So they've got functionally the same unit, just without endurance anymore, or quick draw. So you're going to attack. So you have to attack, I think. Alright, if you have to attack, I'm going to make sure my opponent goes down with me. You just take it, okay. Leave up Weather the Storm here, and we'll probably use this to try and eat the Oni Ronin. Line Breaker Shield giving endurance there is very nice as well. So if our blocking crow eats some burn here and then trades with the dinosaur, that's okay. Dinosaur gets pumped. Does 3+1 overwhelm. Okay. That's a bit of damage, but we're not dead, which is important. Battle Mage is not the interaction we wanted to see. What can we do this turn? We can deal turn 14. Can we win? I think we can win. 2, 4 is 6, +1 is 7. Okay, so opponent has to have exactly Torch here. We're going to skip playing that. We're going to light them up. We're going to attack. We're going to Berserk. Light the fuse. And that is Xaxes. Fantastic. Cool. So that went pretty well. The racing back in there was quite fun. Getting stuck on 4 power, you can see, was a bit of an issue, but not too bad. The card advantage we generated off the crows there easily not easily handed us the game, but won us the game in the end. Hope you enjoyed those games. I've been having quite a little bit of fun with this list. We didn't see much Horde Plundering there, but she's quite a fun legendary build around. I do quite enjoy building around these cards that ask to be built around. There is quite a lot of power in building your deck to fulfill certain requirements, and they are a fun deck building exercise if you're a little bit, you know, bored with laddering or waiting to generate enough gold from your daily quests for a draft. The other thing that's probably worth noting here, when you are playing these build around legendary decks, is that often I found your opponent can misunderestimate the power of them. So your Horde Plunderers are quite likely to stick around for a turn or two until you start going off with your Spellcraft weapons. Then your opponent kind of understands what you're about. Although, to her credit, Horde Plunderer with a 1/4 body is a little bit more difficult to remove than some other units. So, thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed.